We'll start in a comfortable seat. So I like to sit on a blanket just to pad underneath the hips. But you can just find on your mat, allow the hands to rest on the knees. Close the eyes and just begin to check in how you're feeling. Noticing the quality of the breath. Noticing where that breath originates. Is it in the belly or the chest? See if you can allow the shoulders to fall a few inches away from the ears. And just allowing the body to breathe itself. Maybe it feels grounding to lengthen the inhale, lengthening and matching the exhale. A few more rounds of breath in stillness and stability. Place one hand on the chest and either place the other hand on top or the other hand on the belly, whichever feels more comfortable to you. Take a moment to remind yourself that you are stable, you're grounded, you are settled. Even if those around you or those in your community may be rushing around and feeling chaotic, some certainly needing to feel that way, those on the front lines and our healthcare workers, but others just allowing that to happen to them. So knowing that if you are able to stay home, stay in a safe space, you can sort of retrain the dialogue in your mind about this experience and really any experience in life. So we all have our moments where things feel very stressful and hectic. And for a lot of us, not really knowing when this will come to a close can be sort of the most stressful part. Finding that ability to anchor down, use yourself as the anchor and stability point. One way we can help cultivate that is through our yoga practice, whether that's our asana or our postures, our meditation, loving kindness that we send out to others, the non-harming to ourselves or others. So let's take one full big inhale through the belly. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Two more like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth, side out. Last one, biggest one. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Open the hands up. And just start to roll the shoulders. Think about having a nice stable core, so pulling the belly button into the spine. And then flip the palms and we'll start to lean one shoulder forward. So press the right hand into the right knee and drop the right shoulder forward. And then pull it back up and switch. So just finding that ability to find length and resistance with our own body. So finding your breath, we'll go through a few more. Maybe you pause and hold. Try to keep the sits bones rooted down. And then option 2, start to find a circle here. Take 5 or 6 more full rounds of breath. Even out your circles or continue with those shoulder drops. Once you feel even out, come back to neutral. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Reach through the fingertips. Think about all those spots where the ground's holding you up, where the ground is stable underneath you. Exhale, hug the knees. Hug the hands in. 2 more times like that. Inhale, reach. So find length in the waist. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach. This time we'll reach, I'll do opposite side. So reach for the right hand, pull through the right side body and hinge it over to the left without lifting up the right side of the bottom. Spin the chest open. Inhale back to center. Reach through the left side, reach it over and hinge it over to the right. Try to keep your glutes glued to the mat. Nice stable foundation. Inhale back to center. 1 more time each side. Continue with pulling through the side of the arm and then taking it over. I just saw a flurry of little emojis. I don't know what they were for, but hopefully good. Come back to neutral. Nestle the hands back into the chest. We'll roll out the wrists. We will do a few more down dogs than we have in the past. So again, if you're newer to the practice or maybe you're not feeling super sure in the down dog, option to always just find your tabletop, your hands and knees. And we'll start there. So as always, I like to pad the knees. I had knee surgery when I was about 14. My knees have never really been great from a lot of ballet and dance. So I like to just be careful with them and pad underneath. So drop the hips side to side. I want a squeaky part of my floor again. Sorry if you can hear that. And then we'll find some stability work here. So right leg extends long. Stay here, broaden across the chest. Option to start to bend the elbows just slightly, push it back up. Core pulls in, belly's engaged. 2 more times, drop it down slightly. Maybe you're just going down an inch or 2. Shoot the elbows back. And then pull the knee into the chest. Extend it long. So option to stay here, just the leg. So right toe is facing down. I'm going to reset this left knee. Right toe is facing down. Pull the belly into the spine. Reach the neck long. Additional add-on, extend the left fingertips, spinal balance. Find this balance, stability through the contact points on the mat. Your right hand, your left knee, reach it long. 2 more rounds of breath, you've got this. Slowly replace the knee and the hand, shake it out. And then reset the right knee a little towards center, pull the belly button into the spine, shoot the left leg long. So notice if the hip has opened or try to tuck it under. So big toe facing down. Again, pull the belly in. I say this as a reminder to myself as well. Option to stay here, option to take those 3 little tiny, tiny baby push-ups. So slowly lower the chest, bend the elbows, return 2 more times. Starting to build some stability in the shoulder girdle. And then find the leg extended, option to reach the right fingertips long. Engage in the core. Stabilize through those connection points. 2 more rounds of breath. Try not to lock out the elbows. Place it back down. Awesome. Shake it out. We'll roll through a couple of cat-cows just to warm up the spine. Drop the belly. Lift the gaze as you inhale. Exhale around the spine. Tuck the chin. Puff up between the shoulder blades. Maybe you rock a little onto the wrist. Drop the belly. Inhale. Heel the shoulders back. Exhale around the spine. Tuck the chin. Find a little rock on the wrist. One more time. Maybe you roll out the head and the neck. And then puff up between the shoulder blades. Press the mat away. And we'll come back and sit on the toes, roll out the wrists. So if sitting on the toes feels like way too much, just sit on the heels. So I have my toes tucked underneath me. Just do anything that feels good here. Maybe interlace the fingers, roll out the head and the neck. Just finding some ways to warm up, and then we'll move into some slow sun salutations. So option to skip the, I'll do a knee down version. So knees slowly lowering, kind of like we did before. Option to skip that portion and just go through the down dog and standing portion, if you would prefer. So come to your tabletop, maybe walk the fingertips forward. Fingers are spread really far wide away from each other. Find stability. Tuck the toes, pick the hips up, take them high and back. Walk your dog out, bend one knee and then the other. Then find stillness. So press the chest towards the thighs. Really rooting down through all 4 corners of the hands. Relax the shoulders. Pull the belly button into the spine. And then slowly start to walk the feet to meet the hands. I'm going to move my blanket. So feet are hip distance apart. Allow the chest to rest on the thighs. We're going to find a forward fold. Let the head and neck be heavy. Find a little sway. Inhale, lift up halfway, press into the shins or the thighs. Nice long spine, so the neck is just coming straight off away from the spine. We're not craning it up or looking back. Exhale, fold. Root down through the feet, rise up nice and strong. Take the arms overhead. Bring the hands down to the chest. Inhale, reach just the arms. Exhale, drop it down. Sorry for the noise, Norvis. Just off screen, shaking. And then last time, reach up tall. We'll interlace the fingers. You can't really see. Interlace the fingers, lift up out of the waist. Hinge it over to the right, back to neutral and over to the left. And then we'll fold through, hinge at the waist. So folding at that hip crease. Inhale, lift up halfway. Nice flat long back. Palm the mat. Step it back. Hi, buddy. Step it back. Option for high to low plank here if that's in your practice. I'm going to take it to the knees. The knees pull the chest through, slowly lower. Elbows are squeezed in tight. Peel it back, baby cobra. So you're using the strength of the back. There's no weight in the hands. Toes are tucked into the mat. And then we'll take it back. You can find down dog if you want to stay active, or 3 rounds of breath in child's pose. Sit it back, hips to heels. One more round of breath. So we'll go through that 2 more times. So we're just starting to cultivate, sometimes finding something repetitive where you're not having to think about every movement. Starts to bring that body into that flow state, which allows us to find a little bit more of that mental balance. We feel stable, we know what's coming, there's no uncertainty. So we're gonna go through that again. Start to walk it out. Find your down dog or stay in table if that's where you feel comfortable. Walk your dog out. Find some stability. Big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Start to walk towards the front of the mat. Find your forward fold, let the chest rest on the thighs. Inhale, lift up halfway, press into the legs, extend the length of the spine. Exhale, fold. We're down, rise up. Take it all the way overhead. Hands come to heart, just the arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Interlace the fingers, take it over to the right. Back to center, over to the left. So we're modifying these a little bit. And then pull it back down through the chest. Lift up halfway, inhale, flat back, palm the mat, step it back, high plank or drop to the knees. Pull the chest through, elbows slowly graze the ribs. Peel it back, baby cobra. Take it back, find child's or down dog. 3 rounds of breath. Sorry for the noise, Norma's decided to eat off camera. So another round of breath in your child's or your down dog. And then we'll all meet back in our down dog. We'll take that one more time through. Find that flow, press the hips high and back, walk the dog out. Maybe you have some more space. Find stillness. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Slowly start to walk the feet. Find your fold. Lift up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold it over. Root down, rise up, nice, strong, stable. Reach the fingertips overhead. Exhale the hands down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach. Take it over to the right. Back through center and over to the left. Inhale it back long. Exhale, fold. Hinge at the hips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, palm your mat. Same option. Skip it high to low plank if you want that. Or drop to the knees. Slowly lower the chest. Peel it back, baby cobra. Take it back, find child's. 3 rounds of breath in child's. Slowly start to come back up to your down dog. And we'll just slowly make our way to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. We'll hang out in this fold for a few rounds of breath. So nice bend in the knees, chest rest in the thighs. Maybe you start to sway. Option to reach for opposite elbows, frame out the face. Find that little hang time, the balance. Shake the head. Yes and no. Inhale, lift up halfway. Palm the mat, we're gonna step the left foot back. So drop the back heel down, we're moving into warrior one. So bend deeply into this front knee, hips and shoulders start to square towards the front. Your feet are sort of on railroad tracks. Rise the arms up and stay, hold. Drop the shoulders down. Look down, make sure the right knee is coming more towards the pinky toe, less towards the big toe. Pull the core in. Stay here. Option if you want to work that stability and balance. Reach the arms behind, maybe they interlace. Lift up nice and tall, big inhale. Slowly drop it down. We did this the other day. Drop it to the inside of the right leg. Use the strength of the legs, rise it up. Find your warrior one. Open up, find your warrior two. So same bend in the front knee, front heel, back arch in alignment. Reach out over the front fingertips. We're gonna start to move into some of those balancing postures. So I like a block here. We're gonna move into half moon. If you would feel more comfortable reaching for something that's maybe, it's a good thing about being in our houses, that's maybe a little bit more high, like a countertop or a table. So find your way back into your warrior two. First, we'll straighten out the front leg, find our triangle pose. So hands can come to the shin or the block. We'll do this first, then move into half moon. So extend the left arm long, shoot the hips back. Maybe the gaze looks up at the left thumb. And drop this left hand down. Bend into the right knee. Look at the right toes. I'm going to take my block on the pinky edge side of my right foot and out a couple of inches. So I'm going to find my stability here first and then start to lift the left leg. Maybe you lift the left arm. So option if you'd feel better grabbing onto something a little bit higher or you don't have a block. So we're thinking about stacking the left hip over the right hip, stacking the left shoulder over the right shoulder. Find your breath. Awesome. Start to bend back into the right knee. Drag the left foot up to meet it. We're going to cross at the thighs. So find a little eagle pose here. I like to, I'm just facing you to make it easier. So bend into the right knee, left leg comes up and over. I like to put the left toes on a block or a book and then bend down into the hips. You can stay with it hanging out, find the balance, or maybe have the space to wrap the toes around the leg. I do not. So left thigh is over right thigh. And we're squeezing the thighs together. Option to reach the arms wide. Drop the right elbow underneath the left. Maybe you wrap, maybe you're here or here. Find that stability, that line of energy through the center of the body. Find your breath. Bless you, Norm. Slowly unwind the arms. Unwind the leg. We're going to pull the left knee into the chest. Roll the ankle out. So we'll work another balancing posture here. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. So figure four. And then start to bend into this right knee. Shoot the booty back. Maybe you find the hands together. So if you were in our hips class yesterday, we have a little more space to do this. 2 more rounds of breath. Rise it up, release, shake the legs out. 1 more balancing posture on this side. Root down through the right side. So I know in the video you guys might be on the opposite. Root down through the right side. Pull the left foot up into tree. So that may be a kickstand on the floor, maybe on the calf, or maybe there's space here in the thigh. Wherever you are, find stability. Just make sure that the foot is not on the knee. Want to avoid the knee. Lift up out of the chest. Find some of that little cobra in the shoulders. Gaze out, forward and up. Hands can be at heart or overhead. 2 more rounds of breath. Maybe you have your hand on your table or your chair. Awesome. Start to release. Pull this left knee into the chest. Final twist here. Right hand's gonna come on the left knee. Maybe you start to shoot the left arm open. You're gazing over the left shoulder. Bring it back to center. Shake the legs out. Awesome. So we'll walk through that on the other side, and then we'll move it down to the mat. Find some balancing and centering. So if you're using something to help find balance, just move it to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge it forward. Lift up halfway, inhale. This time we're just gonna step the right foot back. We'll move straight to the other side. So right sole of the foot comes down. Again, I'm gonna flip to the other side so you can see. So we're finding our warrior one, right heel drops down. Deep bend in the left knee, slowly start to rise up. Peel the shoulders down and back. Start to square to the front. Option to stay here. Option to reach the arms back like you're gonna clap your hands together. Maybe you have this space to interlace. Shoot the fingertips down. Inhale, reach the chest up. Exhale, hinge forward. Find your humble warrior. Head and neck are heavy. Strong, stable legs. Slowly start to rise back up. Come back into your warrior one. Open up warrior two. So just spin the back foot, parallel to the long edge of the mat. Deep in the front knee. Gaze out over the fingertips. Melt the shoulders down. Check in with your breath. The breath starts to become labored. You need to take a break. Find child's pose. Meet us back later. Shoot the hips back. I need to move my block. Shoot the hips back. We'll find triangle. Reach forward, hind arm. Oh, excuse me, buddy. So I have the block behind the ankle. I'm reaching the right arm up. So stacking shoulders, stacking hips like you're between two panes of glass. And slowly bend back into the front knee. So bend into the left knee. Have your stabilizing force nearby. Start to drag the right toes to the left. If you have the block or your book, place it off the left pinky side of the foot. Slowly start to lift the right hip. So we're stacking on top of the left. Maybe you extend the right arm nice and tall. Find your half moon. So challenging balancing posture, but tell yourself you have the stability, you have the strength. Awesome. Slowly start to bend back into the knees. Pull the right knee in. So again, I'm going to face you to make it easier. You can still be facing the front of your mat. Pull the right knee in. Roll out the ankle. Then we'll find our little eagle. So bend deeply into both knees. Right leg wraps over the left. I like to put the right toes on a block. Option to reach the arms wide, shoot the hips back, squeeze the legs together, then wrap opposite way. So for me, that's left elbow underneath right. Or maybe the hands are here. Press the hands together if there's space. Slowly start to rise up, shake it out. We'll shoot the hips back again this time. Right ankle crosses over left knee, shoot the hips back. We're in that little chair pose. Maybe you're holding onto your chair. Hands can come to heart. Maybe the legs are shaking, mine are. Slowly release, shake it out. We'll find our tree on this side. So root down through the left foot. Find all four corners of the mat underneath the left foot. Pull the right foot up. Either tuck the toes for tree, calf, thigh, wherever you are, find some strength. Lift up out of the spine. Oops, going over. Find your breath. Gaze out and up. So we call that point where we're gazing our drishti. 2 more rounds of breath. And slowly pull this knee into the chest. Roll the ankle out. Find that twist to the other side. So left hand for me wraps the right knee, right arm shoots back behind. Find your little twist. Slowly come back to center. Drop the feet down, shake it out. We're gonna drop into a yogi squat just for a few rounds of breath. So slowly start to drop booty down. For a lot of people, this is gonna be way too much. Maybe you wanna sit on your block or your books, or you wanna roll the blanket up underneath the heels. So for a lot of people, the heels are not going to reach the ground. It may not be anything to do with how much you practice this pose. It may just be the anatomy of your foot and the ability of that dorsiflexion of the foot, and there may just be that the way your feet bones are fused, that there's not that kind of space in the ankle. So you may be way up here, that's totally fine. Just find a space that works for you. Press the elbows into the knees. If you are up a little higher, it actually takes a little bit more balance. If there's crow in your practice, you know what I'm talking about and you want to go there, feel free. I know we haven't done any arm balances. We've been taking a little more basic, especially last week. But if you don't have crow in your practice, I'll give you a little tip. We don't all have to do it. It's kind of the beginner arm balance. You can take your toes to a block, or if you have an elevated surface, even a couple of blocks or your blanket. If you've never done it, for sure, put a pillow in front of you. I fell on my face for about a year, but stay in your squat or find your way to your mat. We're gonna meet you there in a second. But if you are working on crow, you can take the toes to the blocks. Fingertips spread nice and wide. You press the knees up into the armpits and you start to rock onto that balance point. Maybe you lift one toe or the other. Eventually, maybe you lift both toes. So that's just a little tip with the block. If you're still in your squat, good for you. That was a long time. Start to drop down to the bottom. You can move your props out of the way. Take the hands back behind you and just start to windshield wiper the knees. Then a few rounds of breath, just finding some movement here. We'll drop all the way onto our backs. Pull our knees into our chest. And again, rock a little side to side. Keep the right knee pulled in. Extend the right foot up to the ceiling. Interlace the fingers behind the thigh. Press the leg into the fingers. Flex the toes, and then point the toes. Maybe find some circles. Then find stillness. Finding that self-resistance, pressing the thigh into the hands, hands into the thigh. And then pull this knee into the chest. We'll take a twist. So maybe you move your hips a few inches to the right. Pull the right knee across the body. Right arm extends long. Come back to center. Allow this right foot knee to fall out. We're finding this half bound angle, little half diamond pose or triangle. Just allow the knee to start to fall using gravity. Option for that cat pulling its tail again. Pull the left sole of the foot to the mat. Take these right toes and shoot them through the little triangle you've built. Left hand starts to come towards the right toe. So the right thigh is starting to become parallel to the mat, getting a nice good quad stretch. We worked some strengthening and stability in the quads, so it should feel nice and juicy to get a good quad stretch here. You don't even have to catch the toes, just wiggling the toes through and pointing the knee down towards the end of the mat will help stretch the calf. Sorry, stretch the quad. Slowly release. Take that on the other side. So right leg extends long, left knee pulls in. Send the left leg long to the ceiling. Interlace the fingers behind the thigh. Press the thigh into the hands. Flex the toes. Maybe point and flex and roll. The ankle did a lot of stabilizing to keep us balanced in our standing poses. Then find some stillness. Slowly release, spin back into the left knee. Pick the hips up, move them to the left if you feel good. Getting a little more space, take the left knee across the body. Left arm extends long, find your twist. Inhale back to center. Allow the left knee to fall out into that half diamond. So the left sole of the foot's on the right thigh. Then pull the right sole of the foot to the earth. Start to take those left toes, wiggle them through your little triangle that you've built. Right hand comes down, start to reach for the toes. So left thigh is starting to become parallel to the long edge of the mat. Knee pointing down towards the end of your mat. Find your cat pulling its tail, quad stretch. Check in with the breath. Slowly release. Shake the legs a little side to side. So we're going to work into our guided meditation, which is really pretty short and simple, but I think the words will be powerful in this time. And then we'll come back down to our Shavasana. So rock and roll up to a seat. And that way, if you want to take a longer Shavasana at the end of class, you can feel free to just exit out of the video if you want to stay in your Shavasana for, several more minutes. So find a comfortable seat. Maybe you sit on your blanket. Find that stable foundation of the legs, however you are finding your seat. Noticing the points where the body is making contact with the mat. Hands can be grounded on the knees. Nice, stable, tall spine. Allow the eyes to divert the gaze down or allow the eyes to be closed. I'm going to read you just a small section from Jon Kabat Zinn. Wherever you go, there you are. So allow the eyes to be closed. Just finding a very short, sweet, simple meditation. So following the path of your breath. In and out through the nose. Or wherever you can comfortably breathe. It's a commonly held view that meditation is a way to shut off the pressures of the world or of your own mind. But this is not an accurate impression. Meditation is neither shutting things out nor off. It is seeing things clearly and deliberately positioning yourself differently in relationship to those things. Stress is an inevitable part of life. While it is true that we can learn through intelligent choices not to make things worse for ourselves, there are still many things in life over which we have little or no control. Stress is a part of life, part of being human, and intrinsic to the human condition itself. That does not mean that we have to be victims in the face of the larger forces of our lives. We can learn to work with them, understand them, find meaning in these larger forces, and then make critical choices, using the energy of these forces to grow in our own strength, wisdom, and compassion. A willingness to embrace and work with what lies at the core of all meditation practices. One way to envision how mindfulness works is to think of your mind as the surface of a lake or an ocean. There are always waves on the water. Sometimes they are big, sometimes they are small, sometimes they are almost imperceptible. The water's waves are churned up by winds, which can come and go, vary in direction, vary in intensity, just as the winds of stress and change in our lives, which then stir up the waves in our own minds. Meditation is not a special inner manipulation, which will magically shut off these waves, so that the mind's surface will be flat, peaceful, and tranquil. You can't artificially suppress the waves of your mind, and it's not smart to try. It will only create more tension and struggle, not calmness. But it is possible through meditation to find shelter from much of the wind that agitates the mind. Over time, a good deal of turbulence may die down from the lack of continuous feeding. But ultimately, the winds of life and of the mind will blow. Meditation is about knowing something about this and how to work with it. As they say, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Checking back in with the breath. Taking this into your own life today and this week. Whatever is happening on the surface of the waves, can you go deeper? Anchor in. Use your breath and any sort of movement, whether it's walking or yoga, to slow down the overactivity of the mind. Can you sit and watch your body breathe itself? Having a few moments of meditation. We'll sit for a few more rounds of breath in silence, and then we will move into our Shavasana. Start to blink the eyes open. Option here to stay seated if that's comfortable, or find your way all the way onto your backs. Finding your version of your final resting pose. Allowing the waves of the mind to start to slow down. coming to rest and settle in a space of stillness. Take rest. Slowly starting to bring some awareness back to your breath. Bringing awareness back into your physical body. Allowing the breath to deepen. Wiggling fingers and toes. And if and when you feel ready, if you need to stay in your Shavasana for a few more minutes, feel free. Otherwise, reach the arms overhead, take a long, full stretch. And then pull the knees into the chest and rock a little side to side. Actually falling over to one side. Finding the fetal posture, this place of transition between our practice and the rest of our day and our life. Taking a moment to find gratitude for the time you took for yourself. Do something to calm the waves of the mind. Gratitude for all the amazing things your body is capable of doing right now and in the future. Knowing that with practice, all things come in time. Gratitude for those things that you do have right now in this moment. If you have enough to satisfy the needs of today and tomorrow, finding gratitude for that. Not thinking too far down the path. Being present in the here and now. Focusing on what you can control, which is your breath, or reactions to the larger forces outside of yourself. Any reactions to those around you. Taking a moment to remind yourself that you are enough, just as you are right now. You have always been enough. You will always be enough. No changes needed. No apology is necessary. Taking this sense of gratitude and this feeling of being enough with you through the rest of your day and your week. Slowly start to rise up to a comfortable seat if you're not there already. Finding that strong, stable base and spine. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach 2 more times. Exhale, side out the mouth. Last time, inhale, reach. Exhale, let it go. Connect the knuckles of the thumbs to the chest. Symbolizing the connection of our body to our breath, our prana, our life force. It's truly my honor to guide you through your practice today and any day you have joined. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.